Hey guys, Abraxas here, and I am barely able to speak, but I wanted to make this video because a lot of people asked for it. For the most part, a lot of people asked to make my own kind of solar system from like the birth of a solar system, like a proto system. Well, Anton actually has a great video of this, of the start of the solar system, so I'm not going to go into that, but I'll make a custom one. I do recommend checking out Anton's video. It is absolutely great. And, yeah, let me go ahead and put a star here. Let's start with something that's kind of a red dwarf. Or just a smaller star. I don't think there's really that many of those in this game, contrary to... Actually, no, there's quite a few right here. What should we use? I'm thinking maybe Polaris B. I believe that is a smaller star. No, let's try... Yeah, let's try one of the smaller Polaris stars. So, like this one right here, it's actually bigger than our sun, I believe. It's kind of hard to tell through that brightness, but I think it definitely is. But we'll use this Polaris star, and what we'll do is we'll just shrink the mass a little bit to be a little bit smaller than our sun and make it a slightly dimmer star. So something like that. Okay, so I believe the first step to do this is I want to make a ring around the star. Is there a way I can make a custom ring? Ballistic, sphere surface, moon swarm, grids, spiral flat, Uranus, I guess ordered disk possibly? Oh, okay. Yeah, that'll probably be disorganized, but let's just add that a few times. That shouldn't mess it up. Okay, so we got kind of a ring going on here. I don't know what that's actually made of. You know what, actually, no, I'm just gonna remove that. What I used in my little Pluto system was the asteroid belt. So, there it is. You can see the asteroid belt out here very faintly. What I'll do is I'll change the background to maybe that dark gray. Yeah, now you can see it kind of faintly there. You can see those black particles. That's the asteroid belt, but I can't really use that. It's just not really enough mass, because the problem is I can put as many particles as I want, but that's going to lag out the simulation. What we need to do is we need fewer particles with more mass. While that may not be realistic, it's just what we have to do. So, there is a way to add rings. I'm just not sure how to do it. By that I mean like custom rings. Sphere surface. Yeah, I'm not seeing how to add like a custom ring. Is it under powers? No, I don't think so. I'm not seeing the option for a custom ring. User objects. Actions. Oh, it's not under here either. Oh, this is all random stuff. Is there like a section for random at all? User objects? No. Not seeing the option for rings. So let's see. What is 2 to 4 radii? Okay, that looks a little bit more like a proto system. Geosynchronous. Oh, way out there. Oh, it's like a fine ring, I guess. I guess I could do that. And I could just like, Yeah, I'm still not seeing the option for like a custom ring. Oh wait, I see an edit button, like open advanced. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I want to change the total mass of this to, let's say, 10 Jupiters. And hopefully that doesn't do something crazy. Number of particles. Let's go with like 3,000. No, 4,000. I think I can handle 4,000 particles. Let's see, color mode, materials being silicate. Okay, let's do this. Let's change this to a mass, or a amount of 2,000. I'll add this custom ring in just a moment. So the inner radius is 2. Let's change the outer radius to 20. Yeah, let's go with 20. So now I have this very large ring. Actually, not as large as I thought it would be. Maybe I should change it to like 200. That's a bit better. Okay, let me make this a little bit more visible. Okay, let's go for a different background, something a little bit lighter. There we go. Now you can actually see the rings I've created. Since this is a red dwarf, I don't imagine anything really orbiting too far out there. So let's go back to add. Let's go to the rings again. Particles. These are particles that would form, let's say, a terrestrial planet. This is basically rocks. So let's go back over here and let's change the mass again to Jupiter, and let's make it 20 Jupiters. Let's go with a particle count of, again, 2,000. And let's change the inner radius to 150. And let's make the outer radius 400. And I'm going to change the material of this one to hydrogen. There we go. Okay, so I can change the color. I can make it like a yellow color to just kind of show that it's hydrogen, possibly. Do that. And let's add these rings. Oh. Apparently it's a bunch of moons? Oh, it actually added a bunch of little gas giants. That's pretty cool. But that's not what I wanted. Okay, how do I stop that? I guess because the material is hydrogen, it doesn't want to actually do that. Possibly? Maybe. Water. But instead of 20 Jupiters, we just want like 1. And let's add that ring within, where is the inner radius? Oh wow. Why is the inner radius so high now? Wasn't that set to like 2? Okay, so let's set that to 2, and let's just set that to 200. And let's add that ring. Oh no, it generated a moon again. Oh, it must be because I actually have something selected. Oh, it's because I'm not actually selecting the star, is it? Okay, my bad. So let's go for 2 again. And 200. Let's make this particle blue to kind of... Okay. Why is it making moons? I wonder. Also, are these moons made of completely water? Silicate. Is it because of the number of bodies? I'm just trying to make rings. Oh, I had that checked apparently. Well, that's weird. A bit more like it. What's going on here? What are these bright objects? Oh, it's from the moon's actually vaporizing a little bit. Okay, so we have water particles in here now. Now we want hydrogen particles, but let's make the radius of this. I was just making sure I wasn't doing something stupid there. Let's make the radius of this. Let's make the let's make it yellow. And let's make it the mass of 25 Jupiters. Let's add an inner radius of 150 and an outer radius of 300. Let's go with 300. And let's go ahead and just add this ring. Whoops. I messed up because I don't actually have the star selected, so I undid that. Now let's add the ring. Oh, what just happened? Okay, the radius reset itself. Let's make that 150 again, and let's make that 300. Checking all my parameters, this should be correct. Ah, there we go. Okay, so now we have varying types of rings. Now, the logic behind this is that there is silicates and water closer to the star, where there is a higher gravity, and there is things like hydrogen in the outer system where it's going to be pushed out more by solar radiation and solar wind. That's the theory anyways. That's just what I'm going to go with, just so we can get some varying type of worlds for the most part. What planet should we use as the base? I don't think any planets are actually going to form just out of these particles. I don't really expect that to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a planet of some kind to just kind of be like the little baseline, something to actually absorb these. I think I want to avoid using Pluto. I think I ran that joke a little bit. So let's put the moon here. Just put a bunch of moons. And hopefully these form planets. Let's go ahead and watch and see what happens with a time lapse. We'll start with watching this moon right here. It's vaporizing. A little bit too close to the star. All these are quite close to the star. These are all going to get quite warm. Oh wow, those are quite big asteroids. Yeah, I'm starting to think these are not really thick enough rings. Let me increase the density of that. So I don't think this is actually taking on any of these particles. This isn't exactly working. I don't even know if there's actually been a collision yet. Too many more particles, it's not going to really work. I think I might just do this on a smaller scale. I know it's been like 15 minutes now and I'm kind of dragging on in the video, but I don't think that's going to work. I know over possibly bajillions of years it might, but I don't think that's a very effective way to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a star, which is probably just going to be, let's use Proxima Centauri. Slap it right there. Get rid of that. Let's add a ring. Let's see, rings, customize. Let's turn the particle or turn the bodies down. Let's turn the particle count to like 10,000. Let's make it a radius of, let's say, between 50 and 75 now. Let's go with 100. 100's a nice round number. It is going to be the mass of 1 Jupiter. And let's see. Seems about right. Is it silicate? Where was that at? Appearance. Material is silicate. Add ring. Okay, so we have this ring here. We're just gonna use this, and we're gonna throw Mercury in orbit around this star. And let's see if anything actually happens here. Okay, so it looks like we had our first collision. Just collided into the top of the planet right there. Now keeping in mind that all these collisions are quite significant, it's actually throwing quite a... Oh, there was a collision. There was another. The Mercury is actually growing in mass. You could actually see it there. Oh, yep, it's getting actually quite big now. Let's compare it to the original Mercury. Oh, yeah, that's actually growing massive in size. Of course, I put 1 Jupiter's of mass around this star. So this is much more effective. And Mercury is a quite dense planet, so it's going to have more of like a significant gravity. And actually probably have a better chance of pulling these in than the Moon. And now that it grows bigger and bigger, it's kind of a snowball effect. It's going to start collecting more and more of these particles. In fact, it's bigger than Earth now. If we put Earth right here, you can see it for comparison. So not only is it a very dense planet, but it's getting bigger than Earth. Which, yes, I know Earth is the densest planet in the solar system. A lot of people were like trying to correct me on that. I kind of knew that. I just kind of was like, I didn't mention excluding Earth. My bad. But yeah, I said Mercury was the densest planet in the solar system. And yeah, it's growing quite huge. It's actually 3 masses of Earth now, and you can see it just kind of vacuuming in all these. And look at that. You can actually see the effect that the rings of Saturn kind of have. You can see that this planet is actually clearing its own little band of the ring. It's also ejecting a lot of particles out, which is also very cool. You see them kind of being thrown out. So a lot of people were asking me to do this. I can't really seem to do it on a entire like solar system scale. Of course, this is only a matter of hours per second now. And you can see that it's still collecting tons of particles and just tossing them everywhere. It's actually quite beautiful to actually watch that happen. And you can see Mercury is getting quite big. Already 13 masses of Earth. And this is also how we think the asteroid belt and the Kuiper belt were kind of formed, is just a lot of asteroids and stuff being ejected out from the Proto system, and just remainders and stuff. Because as you get further out here, it gets a little bit less dense, less volume of particles and stuff like that. And also, things move slower, so the Kuiper belt has yet to actually, well, really condense into large planets and stuff. We only have like small dwarf planets. While the inner solar system is basically finished off and there's barely any asteroids out there. There is the asteroid belt, which personally I don't know the explanation for. Maybe a planet disintegrated or something and there was just a lot of remnant. I don't know. Wow, it is making a mess now. As it gets bigger and bigger, it's just throwing more and more asteroids around. Look at that. Let's make this a little bit more fun, and let's add like another Mercury right here, and it might just get pulled into the other Mercury. Yep, it looks like it's not faring too well already. Yeah, it might just collide into this Mercury. Oh, wait. Oh, it actually kind of changed its orbital inclination. That's kind of cool. This one I think is already growing in size. No, but it's still the same size. This one might just throw this Mercury out entirely. Let's see how big this one's gotten. So its original size is 4.49 moons, and it is now 47 Earths. I know each one of these little rocks that's actually colliding into it are actually quite significant in size. That is 3,913. It's just climbing in moons. Oh, wow. So, I couldn't really do a full-scale simulation. I'm sure if I played around a bit, I could probably fine-tune it to get that to work. But, here you guys go. Here's a kind of simple demonstration of how it works in the game. And how rings can actually condense into planets. You have to kind of add like a seed there. It's not going to do it by itself typically. But if you add something like a quite significant asteroid that could pull it in, such as like Ceres or something like that, something to just start with, a base if you will, and then you could actually form a pretty significant planet from rings in this game. And it's just a snowball effect. As this gets bigger and bigger, it just wants to pull in more and more. So, it's very cool. Anyways, it's been 22 minutes, so I think I'm going to cut the video here. If you guys like the video, please leave it a like. If you want to see more videos like this, please do subscribe. It really does help. And I will see you guys in the next one.